Hello students, welcome to another session of Abacus practice. So in today's video we are going to learn about subtraction. In the previous video I told you I have finished all the classes regarding your addition and including both Big Frise formula and Small Frise formula. But in today's class we are going to learn about subtraction. So like any other classes or any other videos, first we are going to start with Big Fry's formula for subtracting 9. So there are two methods here. Either you can memorize them or you can calculate it. So if you are in a little higher classes, like you are in 4th or 5th standard, then you can actually calculate it. But if you are in still lower classes, like your first, second standards, then you do not actually know BODMAS rule and everything, so it is really difficult for you to calculate. So if you are in lower classes, I suggest you to mug these up, to memorize these formulas. But if you are in 5th or 6th or higher standards, then you can actually calculate these. So what I mean to say here is, if you remember, the Big Fry's formula for adding 9 was, do you remember? For adding 9 was less 1 add 10, right? If you want to add 9, you had to do less 1 add 10. So if you apply BODMAS formula, now the question is, how should you subtract 9? This is your question. So you can bring this 9 this side and bring this 1 this side and bring this 10 to the left side. But when you do that, if you are changing the position of any number across and equal to, then the sign before the number changes. So since this has been brought this side, it has become minus 9. If this is brought this side, then your answer will become less 10 add 1. So for subtracting 9, the formula is less 10 add 1. So what I mean to say here is, if you remember the formulas for addition, no need to mug up for subtraction. You can just change them and then solve. But this also has to be in your tips. You should not sit there and calculate. If you want fast calculations, then you have to memorize it, and it will come with practice. So in today's session, without any further delay, let's get started with the questions. So today's formula is, for less 9, your formula is less 10 add 1, less 10 add 1, less 10 add 1. Okay. So let's start with basic fingering exercise as we always do. So your first question is 10 minus 9. Now from 10 you need to subtract minus 9. For subtracting minus 9, your formula you will use is less 10 add 1. So do it. Less 10 add 1. So answer is 1. Now we move on to the next question, which is 11 minus 9. 11 minus 9. For doing minus 9 again, you have to remember the formula, which is less 10 add 1. Less 10 add 1. Answer is 1 to 2. And whenever you are solving, please follow the finger movements and do it simultaneously. And the way I am telling the formula and solving, also follow that. Okay, the way I am solving, you have to solve it to gain speed, to gain confidence, to gain the visual representation, which we will learn in the further classes after we leave this Abacus board. See, I can go fast, but I'm not going because I'm teaching in this channel complete Abacus, that too from the basics. So those who are not going to any other classes except mine, then I need to teach them from the basics. So for that, I'm going slow and teaching each and every concept. And I guarantee you, if you follow this, nobody can stop you from learning Abacus. Yes. So next question is 12 minus 9. For minus 9, again less 10 add 1. So do it. Less 10 add 1. Answer is 3. Next question, 13 minus 9. For minus 9, again less 10 add 1. But I will do it simultaneously. So it is less 10 add 1. Answer is 4. Now we move on to the next question, which is 15 minus 9. 15 minus 9 means less 10 add 1. Answer is 5, 1, 6 is your answer. And if you face problem in reading these digits on Abacus, then please see the classes lesson 1 and lesson 2. In those classes I have taught about translation of beads to numbers and numbers to beads. Just go to those videos and learn. I will give those videos in the description box. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question, which is 16 minus 9 means less 10, add 1. Less 10, add 1. Answer is 7. Now let's move on to the next question, which is 17 minus 9 again. For minus 9 again, less 1, add 10. Answer is 8. Okay, and we move on to the next question, which is 18 minus 9. 18 minus 9 again. For minus 9, the formula is less 10, add 1. So less 10, add 1. Answer is 9. Okay, now let's move on to double digits. See, in adding also, I told you that if 0 is added in one place, simultaneously 0 will be added in the other places too. So here for minus 90, your answer is like, let's directly start with the fingering exercises. Okay, 100 minus 90. For minus 90, the formula is less 100, add 10. So less 100, add 10. Answer is 10. Okay. Now your next question is 110 minus 90. For minus 90 again, we will do less 100, add 10. So less 100, add 10. Answer is 2020. Now let's move on to the next question, which is 120 minus 90. For minus 90, the formula is less 100, add 10. So less 100, add 10. Your answer is 30. 30. Next question is 130 minus 90. For again minus 90, you will do less 100, add 10. So answer is 40. So this is enough for fingering exercise. I will make more shorts on this. Now let's move on to the main video. We will solve more of questions now. Okay. So the first question is 18 3 minus 9. This is 18 3. See, for adding 3 here, you need to use formula. What is the formula for adding 3? It is, see, first there are two formulas for adding 3. Big Frise formula and small Frise formula. Here which formula will we use? If 5 is busy, use big friend formula. So here 5 is busy. So you will use big friend formula for 3. So what is the big friend formula for 3? It is less 7, add 10. Do it. Less 7, add 10. Now you need to subtract minus 9. For minus 9, the formula is less 10, add 1. So less 10, add 1. Answer is 1 to 12. Okay. And in the description box, I'll timestamp questions which are important, which include inclusion of 2-3 formulas, so that if you don't have time or you want to revise, you will just see those questions in the video. Okay. Yeah. Let's move on to the next question, which is 26 5 minus 9. 26. Now again 5. For adding 5, since 5 is busy, you will use big friend formula for 5, which is less 5, add 10. So less 5, add 10. Now subtract 9. For subtracting 9, again you will use the formula less 10, add 1. So less 10, add 1. Answer is 22. Now let's move on to the next question, which is 35. 5 again. Since 5 is busy, you will use big friend formula, which is less 5, add 10. So less 5, add 10. Then subtract 9, which is less 10, add 1. Less 10, add 1. So your answer is 31. Now let's move on to the next question, which is 27 3 and minus 9. 27. Now 3 again. For adding 3, you will, since 5 is busy here, you will use big friend formula for 3. And the big friend formula for 3 is less 7, add 10. So do it. Less 7, add 10. Now we want to subtract 9. For subtracting 9, the formula you just learned is less 10, add 1. So do it. Less 10, add 1. Answer is 21. Now let's move on to the next question, which is 37, 8 and minus 9. 37, 8. For 8, the formula is See, here again 5 is busy, so you will use big friend formula. And what is the big friend formula for 8? It is less 2 add 10. So, do it. Less 2 add 10. Now you need to subtract 9, and the formula for subtracting 9 is less 10 add 1. So, do it. Less 10 add 1. Answer is 36. Now let's move on to the next question, which is 19, 2 and minus 9. 19, 2. For adding 2 again, you need to use formula. But here, since 5 is busy, you will use big friend formula, which is, for 2, the big friend formula is less 8 add 10. So do it. Less 8 add 10 and minus 9. For minus 9, the formula is less 10 add 1. So less 10 add 1. Your answer is 12. Now let's move on to the next question, which is 14, 8 and minus 9. 14, and for adding 8, the formula is, see here. For adding 8, the formula is less 2 add 10. So less 2 add 10 is your formula. And then minus 9. For minus 9, you will use the formula less 10 add 1. So answer is 1, 3, 13. Now let's move on to the next question, which is 33, 9 and minus 9. So 33. For 9 again, you have big friend formula. What is the big friend formula for 9? It is less 1 add 10. So do it. Less 1 add 10. And again minus 9. For minus 9 again the formula is less 1, less 10 add 1. So do it. Less 10 add 1. So your answer is 33. Now let's move on to the next question, which is 23, 8 and minus 9. 23, 8 again. For adding 8, the formula, Big Frise formula is less 2 add 10. Less 2 add 10. So do it. Less 2 add 10. Then again minus 9. For minus 9, the formula is less 10 add 1. So less 10 add 1. Answer is 22. Now let's move on to the next question, which is 37, 2 and minus 9. So 37, 2 and for minus 9, simply subtracted it. Wow! Here there was no need of using any formula. So in these questions, you will find these questions too. No need to get confused. Some questions can be simple. Now next question, 19 minus 6 and 1. 19 minus 6 and 1. Again, no need to use formula. Answer is 14. Now we move on to the next question, which is 14, 6 and minus 9. So 14, 6. For adding 6 again, what is your formula? Big friend formula for adding 6 is less 4 add 10. So less 4 add 10. Next is minus 9. Formula is less 10 add 1. Answer is 11. Next question is 34, 7 minus 9. So 34. For adding 7, the formula is less 3 add 10. Less 3 add 10. So less 3 add 10 and minus 9 again, which is less 10 add 1. So answer is 32. Next question is 28, 7 minus 9. 28. For adding 7 again, you need to use the formula, which is less 3 add 10. So less 3 add 10 and minus 9, which is less 10 add 1. So less 10 add 1 and your answer is 26. Yes. Next question is 16, 5 and minus 9. 16. For adding 5, you will use big friend formula, which is less 5 add 10. So less 5 add 10 and minus 9 again, which is less 10 add 1. So your answer is 12. Now we move on to our next question, which is 17, 8 minus 9 and 2. So 17. For adding 8, the formula you will use is big friend formula, and big friend formula for 8 is less 2 add 10. So less 2 add 10. Now minus 9. For minus 9, the formula we learned just now is less 10, add 1. So less 10, add 1, then 2. So answer is 1, 8, 18. Next question is 29, 6, minus 9 and 4. This is 29. Now you need to add 6. For adding 6, the formula is less 4, add 10. So do it. Less 4, add 10. And then minus 9. For minus 9, the formula is less 10, add 1. So less 10, add 1. Now you need to add 4. For 4, see, you have two formulas, which is one is big friend formula, one is small friend formula. Since here 5 is busy, you will use big friend formula. And the big friend formula for 4 is less 6, add 10. So do it. Less 6, add 10. Answer is 30. Now we have another question, which is 36, 5, minus 9 and 3. So 36, 5. You will use big friend formula, which is less 5, add 10. Now minus 9. Minus 9 means less 10, add 1. Then 3. For adding 3 here, we have two formulas. What are they? Big friend formula and small friend formula. Which formula will we use here? Here, since 5 is free, you will use small friend formula, which is add 5 less 2. Answer is 35. Now we move on to the next question, which is 66, 4, minus 9 and 8. So 66, 4. For adding 4, you have big friend formula and small friend formula. Since 5 is busy, you will use big friend formula, which is less 6, add 10. So do it. Less 6, add 10. And then subtract 9. For subtracting 9, the formula you learned is less 10, add 1. So do it. Less 10, add 1. Then you need to add 8. So answer is 69. Now we move on to the next question, which is 14, 8. For adding 8, the formula is less 2, add 10. Now, you need to subtract 2. So, 2 you normally subtracted without any use of formula. And then you need to subtract 9, which is less 10, add 1. So, your answer is 11. Okay. Now, we move on to the next question, which is 88. Now you want to add 7. So big friend formula for 7 is less 3, add 10. Less 3, add 10. So do it. Less 3, add 10. Then minus 9. For subtracting 9, the formula we learned is less 10, add 1. So do it. Less 10, add 1. Then 4 again. For adding 4, we have two formulas, big friend formula and small friend formula. Now you need to rule out which formula to use. So if 5 is busy, use big friend formula. If 5 is free, then you will use small friend formula. Since in this question 5 is busy, you will use big friend formula. And the big friend formula for 4 is less 6, add 10. Less 6, add 10. So do it. Less 6, add 10. So your answer is 90. Next, we move on to the next question, which is 37, 3. For adding 3, you have two formulas, big friend and small friend. Since in this question 5 is busy, so you will use big friend formula, which is less 7, add 10 for 3. And then minus 9, whose formula is less 10, add 1. And then 9 again. For adding 9, the big friend formula is less 1, add 10. So your answer is 40. Now we move on to the next question, which is 54, 6, minus 9, 9. This is 54. For adding 6, the big friend formula you will use is less 4, add 10. So do it. Less 4, add 10. Then minus 9. For minus 9, the formula is less 10, add 1. For again adding 9, the formula is less 1, add 10. So answer is 60. Now we move on to the next question, which is 68, 3, minus 9, minus 9. So 68, then 3 again. For adding 3, you have two formulas, big friend and small friend formula. But here you have to see 5's position. Since 5 is busy, you will use big friend formula, which is less 7, add 10. So less 7, add 10. Now minus 9. So for minus 9, the formula is less 10, add 1. So do it. Less 10, add 1. Again minus 9. So the formula is less 10, add 1. So less 10, add 1. Answer is 53. Now we move on to our last but not the least question, which is 29. 2. For adding 2, you again have two formulas, big friend formula and small friend formula. But since here 5 is busy, you will use big friend formula, which is less 8 add 10 for 2. So big friend formula for 2 is less 8 add 10. Now minus 9, which is less 10 add 1. Now again you need to add 4. For adding 4 again you have two formulas, big friend formula and small friend formula. But since in this question 5 is free, you will use small friend formula for 4, which is add 5 less 1. So do it. Add 5 less 1. Answer is 26. Okay. So I will put timestamps for multiple formula used questions in the description box. I will give an assignment for this exercise in the next video. And I assure you, if you follow all my videos meticulously, you will excel in Abacus, okay? There is no coming back, okay? I guarantee you, okay? And if you have any doubts, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. And that's it for today. This is everything for subtraction of 9. And happy learning, keep studying, and yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much.